I still ask, I didn't know.
Yeah, we're sure that's what he said. I know it's not. Okay, because it was filmed, so I just wanted to make sure you knew.
Called, and I said, well, it isn't very fast.
Yeah, Sharon. Okay.
I
I know there's one missing.
Okay. Good time you get in a line, you get back.
Excuse me.
You're not gonna make the next time. And then, and one, I had to write a call. Oh my God.
And what's his name?
Yeah, what's his name? 26 letters.
Well, yeah, I know. But she said,
And this,
never call me, I'll set up an appointment, you know.
all the MRIs, everything there, that's mentioned in the. Similarly, demons to that thing.
You know the great big one?
This one.
Yeah, I got it on manual.
She's talking about.
Do you know this lady in the striped shirt has to go to town?
No, I've only been registered here for a week.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not an expert.
Well, I've been rigid. I've been living in this town since 1974. That is, off and on. But my kids live in this town.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
You don't have to be anything you're not. Wow.
Access to all three, tell them free. I just, big down there. Put in the issue of it, like how.
Call the meeting to order and
Salute the flag, it's in this corner. Oh, is that what? I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And we'll have the minutes of the previous meeting.
Selectmen's meeting minutes, Monday, August 6th, 2018, town office at 5 p.m. Item number 1, minutes of the previous meetings. Hadley read minutes aloud for July 16th, 2018, and motion to accept minutes as read, voted 3-0 to accept. Under item 2, public forum. Can the middle school potholes be addressed? Chris to contact RSU 19. And it was asked who's responsible for lawns between the sidewalks and the road. Chris to research. Item number 3 was unfinished business. There was none. Item 4, new business. Motion to accept carry forwards as presented, and we voted 3-0 to accept. Motion to accept the roofing price of $18,358 to shingle the town office, and voted 3-0 to accept. Agreed that we should ask the fire department to assist Lions Club with chairs, tables for the car show, and stated the date of the first park open house, September 13th, 2018, at 7 p.m. at 46 First Park Drive, Oakland, Maine. Selectmen signed the tax commitment at .0226 tax rate, which is the same as last year. And we signed warrant to call special town meeting for the retail marijuana ordinance. Chris read the template from Maine Municipal Association on medical marijuana. Item 5 was other. Chris shared that the HPCF received the Northern Border Regional Commission grant for $500,000. Chris also shared an update on the funding package. Chris announced that the air monitors are scheduled to be hooked up on Tuesday for the landfill, checking for hydrogen sulfide, and a fence was estimated at $12,000, 164 feet long. Announced the RSU 19 public hearing for Aetna Dixmont withdrawal from the district, and shared that the pool had been vandalized again. The town's audit scheduled for September 5th, 2018. And item 6, we signed warrants. Respectfully submitted, Chris Littlefield, town manager.
Make a motion, we accept this read.
Sorry.
All those in favor? It is a vote. Well, it came to my realization that it's been a while since we've talked about the rules and laws that govern a select person's meeting. And there are some laws that govern this. The law says the select persons meet to conduct the business of the town. The citizens may attend all select persons meeting with the exception of executive sessions. Citizens may tape or audio or record meetings. But under Maine law, citizens do not have the right to speak during meetings unless given permission to do so. We've created a time on the agenda for questions and comments because we're interested in what your concerns are. We don't have to do that, but we decided that it was important. But in the past, many have waited to ask questions when something comes up later on. And from this date forward, questions will only be taken when a hand is raised and acknowledged. We expect everybody to be polite and respectful, and anyone who's not able to do this will not be allowed to speak. We encourage people to ask their questions and make their comments under the public forum. This is the appropriate place to do so. Having stated, we'll move on to the public forum. Are there any questions or comments? Yes.
I would like to address the board for just a second. There is a committee that we have started. It's a subcommittee of the Irving Tanning Community Center, We have not we don't have an official name yet, but what we are trying to do is our first order of business is to beautify downtown Hartland in conjunction with the 2020 centennial, bicentennial, whatever it is. So we have decided that we would like to have a cleanup weekend. And that being said, we have chosen September 15th and 16th for that to happen. What we intend to do is devise a notice and assign each person that's on the committee so many streets, and we intend to put a notice in everybody's door so they are aware that this is what's going to happen. And two things that we would like to, or a couple of things that we would like to ask the town selectmen. One is there was conversation that possibly the select people would get a couple of dumpsters for us. And we'd like to do this at the community center because it's got a big parking lot and we wouldn't be interfering in, you know, just on the regular street. But if the selectmen want to put them periodically, you know, in different spots, that's fine. And the other thing is there was a suggestion by one of our committee members that thought it would be nice if on this notice we said that if there was any elderly person or disabled person that was not able to get their things to us, to call and we would have people come. So I wondered if we could use the town office phone number and check in to see if there's anybody that, you know, when it gets closer, to see if there was anybody that had noticed, that had given you notice that they could not participate in that physically. So any help that the town could give us, we would greatly appreciate it.
I move that we do what we can to help make this day happen.
Yeah, we'd already said
Days.
that dumpsters for sure.
Yep.
We didn't actually say where to put them, but that's
That
a
is a
great
good
place
place.
to put them down there.
Yep.
So, centrally located and easy to get at.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All those in favor? It is a vote. We will help.
Thank you very much.
Yes, they will.
Hi. I don't know if any of you, the board members, have checked your email today, but I did send one out. I also have a copy for you of it, so you can have it in front of you. But I won't charge you 50 cents like you guys do us. But anyway, we too have set up a group, and we've given ourselves a name, Hartland Environmental Advisory Team. We're going to be looking into some of the health hazards and things that the landfill is causing, and just wanted to make you aware of our group and ask also if we could get some cooperation and support from you. There is one request we would like to have, would like to make on your website. Would you be able to post anything that is public information? Do you guys keep that website up, first of all, I guess?
I haven't even looked at it for a long time, I don't know.
It's not, I mean, we do from time to time. It's not, somebody doesn't visit it daily or monthly necessarily. When obviously new commitment, tax commitments, all stuff like that, they put on. I'm not sure they have it on yet, but we don't necessarily update it on a weekly. There's no one regularly scheduled to do that. When people ask us to add things, we add stuff.
So you don't like have a section where the ordinances are or anything like
Yeah,
that?
there's a
There
section
is.
on there, yes, but I don't know what's on there. Honestly, I don't know what's on it for actual ordinances and so forth. There's a section for tax commitments. Susan and Trish can tell you better than I can, frankly, because they're the ones who maintain it.
I feel pretty lax right now. I need to look at that.
What specifically are you looking for public information?
Well, like, the licenses for the landfill. I know we have copies of them, but it would be easier if we could just access it on the computer and not have to pay 50 cents for every page. What were the other things that we were looking for? Yeah.
Yes.
As an example, if you go on Juniper Ridge's website, it shows you times trucks come in, what they're disposing, complaints from smell, Jake breaks. If you just want to just go on Juniper Ridge's website, just as an example, they list out pretty detailed information that anybody can look at.
Yeah. Besides the brewer sludge, anything else that is being dumped in the landfill? Any, whatever companies come and dispose of their.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Reference to the Juniper Ridge landfill, that's not the town's website, is that correct?
Right.
Correct.
Thank you.
I just have a comment.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Last night, about 10:30, when I went out and let my dogs out, I hate them, they keep me up and wake me up in the morning. The smell was lovely. Also, I have a rat that's come into my home. And it's not because I've cut garbage outside, I don't have. The next door neighbor has rats in her home, and she's got a little one.
Well,
And it's coming.
we've all had that problem
Well,
in the
yes,
last year.
but I've lived or been on that hill since 1974. And that is the first time I've ever had a rat. Oh, I've had a few little mice, and I feed them and they go away. But not a rat. And this was a rat because I saw him. He's about this long, and his tail's about the same length, and he's about this big around, and he's very gray. And he's driving my dogs wild. And as far as having garbage outside, I do not. And I don't think my house is dirty. Maybe, but I don't think it is. And I was wondering if there was, it's gotta be coming from that landfill.
Not necessarily, but who knows?
Well, no, we don't know for sure, but I know that, I do know there is a rat there. And there is garbage cans out in front of the house. There's 4 of them.
Anyone up there? Anyone else up
50
there?
gallon drums.
Anyone else having rat problems?
I got another problem, it's not rats. Has anybody issued fly issues?
What?
Flies?
Oh, fly.
It seems like it's terrible up in that area, but I mean.
Yeah.
Just a.
Oh, yeah, you mean the black blowflies? Yeah. Yeah. I got a swatter that I'm wearing out to get rid of
Yeah,
them.
flies have been a little bit.
I had that problem this spring, it was terrible. Can we put?
And there's a
more
big couch up
information
there
on
that draws them too, so.
Yeah,
Maybe
as
go
far as
to
trying
the
to
state
do,
to get in other.
trying to do a day-to-day on what's coming out, in and
What?
out, that
The
would be a
couch is
challenge.
outside, it's Right. garbage.
Yeah.
Because that's a private business, a company
They have
versus a
somebody
town.
that's
In
actually
the offices, that's
just
all they're
doing it.
doing, yeah.
It take quite a bit of time to do that.
But that big couch too, that's been there for
Excuse me.
over all winter.
We'll put, we will be putting some more information, but it won't be as detailed as this private company by any means, but like the licensing stuff can go up there.
Could
Okay.
Al check that area to see if there's any
Yep.
reason that rats would be coming in also?
I'll
when
be
he's-
checking it.
Al?
No, I'll be checking it, that's my rental.
Oh, excuse
Yeah.
me. Yes, please.
They take the garbage out, they throw it in the bucket, in a big thing, but they very seldom put the cover back on.
I'll be checking that out.
And that couch has been there
I'll
all
take that.
summer.
Yeah, I'll take that as well.
And they, I asked them about it, well, they didn't want to take it to dump because they'd have to pay for it. I said, no, you don't got to pay for it, take it to Pittsfield and they'll take it and it doesn't cost anything.
I'll take care of it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
If there's nothing else, we'll move on. Unfinished business, don't see any.
Yeah, how long is that, thing that you put up?
Let's go back to business, please. Any, under new business? I don't think our lady has shown up.
Yeah,
Is she?
is Jessica Ouellette here? Is there a Jessica
Ouellette out
Ouellette?
Nope.
No.
Okay, so we'll table that. She asked to be on the agenda tonight.
Okay, we need to sign a resolution to accept that grant.
Yep, and,
That's the 500,000, right?
yes, it says, resolution of the Board of Selectmen of the Town of Hartland to accept the grant. The Board of Selectmen of the Town of Hartland hereby resolve and does authorize its town manager to apply for and execute the Northern Border Regional Commission grant on behalf of the Town of Hartland substantially in the form presented in this meeting with such changes and additions as he, in his discretion, may deem necessary and appropriate. The Town of Hartland would further resolve, acting through its appropriate officers as designated in its bylaws, it will take all necessary and appropriate steps to carry out the transactions contemplated by the grant agreement approved at this meeting. And I need a motion.
Make a move to accept. Good.
Second.
All those in favor? It's a vote.
Yeah, this-
And then we have the supplemental assessments.
Be careful of that chair.
It's got a whoopee cushion in it.
Yeah.
we have a CMP code for that.
Yep, this is for Ford Hill. It says distance 1,740 feet. Not exactly sure. Be 1,740 feet
This is
off.
adding pole.
It's changing a pole, I would say. It's a location permit. I would say somebody must be looking to add a driveway or put power in on a piece of property. It says distance 1,740 feet. It doesn't have an address necessarily. Talks about 1,740 feet off from Pittsfield Avenue. That's what it's showing. You agree with it? Maybe so.
Is there any other new business?
No. Under other, we have,
We need to set a meeting date. Is anyone gonna be on vacation that week? It's the week of the Labor Day.
I can do Tuesday night, just
And do Tuesday.
4th, right?
Is that all right with everybody? So our next meeting is gonna be Tuesday, September 4th.
Okay, the one thing you don't get today that I want to update you on is a discussion with the school, H.E.A.T. H.E.A.T is having a meeting tomorrow night. Do you know what time that meeting is? At 6 o'clock.
6:30.
6:30, I'm sorry. 6:30, and on their agenda is to set a deadline on when they want an answer from us if we're taking the building. And I reached out to them and asked them to do September 28th. I've talked to Dave Pelton today. He came here and we had a conversation, reviewed. He had done a budget, I had done a budget, we reviewed them, talked about the differences between our budgets and so forth. He will not be ready to make a solid commitment on saying, yes, they're gonna take it. What he is willing to do is commit to helping pay some costs and so forth through one winter and have the time to do their research and get themselves situated to decide if they want to move forward. So I would like to propose that he and I work together to put a plan together on paper to share with the public. Obviously, we're gonna go to town meeting on it and be able to, for he and I to work together and get ourselves situated so that we can present something so we can improve the town, another special town meeting. We'll have to do a special town meeting. But we feel like working together, he and I can come up with a proposal and just want to see if you want us to do that and move forward with it.
Was he interested just in the gym end, or
No, he said that their organization is thinking of more than once they'd like to own the entire facility. He's still open to that. But he said that his CEO has asked him once already why they wouldn't own the whole thing. So he said, we're gonna talk that through. We honestly will probably have one or two options, maybe three options to look at when we come back, and certainly we'll be able to get some feedback from the different groups. And I just wanted to know if you wanted me to be spending time on it, that's all.
I do, yes. If they take the whole building, they're very interested in us keeping the activities going in that gym. Because they said,
Right, yeah.
It would be beneficial to anybody who would to be able to watch. Yes.
I'm not sure whether it was appropriate to ask the question, but where ITCC is the one that will be raising the money, or at least that is our understanding, I would hope that ITCC would be included in at least knowing what's gonna happen, because we have many people that are willing to help us, but they're not going to help raise money if all of a sudden somebody either takes over the building and we don't have, any investment in it, or if the town decides at the end of the 12 months that they're gonna sell it. We would really, not that we would have a voice in deciding, but we'd like to have, we'd like to be, we're willing to work, we just would like to know what we're working for.
That will certainly happen. And I know that they're very interested, if they take that whole building, which I think they want to do, now this is me, they are interested in keeping it for the kids. If they have elderly people living there, how wonderful it would be for them to go down and watch these kids play games and practice and whatever. And so they think it would be a benefit to whoever's living there.
They've changed their mind, because that is different than what they've told us, but the thing is that, ITCC has toyed with the idea of partnering with the library and others to own the back part of the building, so that we want to have something for the kids, but we also want to have something for the residents and the citizens of Hartland. It's not just for recreation, it's for all kinds of things. And I do have a couple of things that I am trying to set up, as to have an adult learning lab down there.
Have you and Chris talked about this?
Just briefly, yep.
Okay, because
Yeah.
what I would say, make sure that those things are known, that Chris knows those, so when he's working with Dave, that they can,
Dave mentioned to me today that he'd already talked to you about some of that stuff, and we want to explore that. It's just going to happen at a faster pace than things have been happening. We're going to dig into it over the next few weeks if we're okay with that. So.
What was he willing to pony up for our,
Well, he's made a.
anything preliminary?
Oh yeah, he made a. He's thrown out 25,000, I think,
Right.
is where that's what he's thrown out there. He doesn't have authorization for that yet. He told me that today. He still hasn't asked his board.
He's meeting with his board on the 22nd.
Right.
okay.
So Chris, we'd have to have a special town meeting for that, so we'd have to have it on our agenda. We'd have to have it on the agenda the 4th or the 17th, right?
Right. I would
Are
expect
you gonna
we'd
do
come.
public forums ahead of time, like we had said?
Well, we should be able to present the whole package. We'll do a meeting at a different location, and,
Down there.
yeah, we can do it down there probably, we'll see about that. We should be able, we can do it on a Saturday morning, so people can come and present the information that day, and, yeah.
But we've got to post it.
Oh, yeah.
prior to, so we're gonna have to,
Right, we haven't worked out those details yet. He and I feel, we're gonna get together, I told him it was contingent on how you guys felt, but we're gonna get together on Wednesday morning and go over and actually measure some spaces that we don't have square footage on. So we wanted to be able to identify that and put some dollar values to them, so that's what we're trying to figure out.
Yes, Paul.
I just want to say, good job, Robin.
Thank you.
Yes.
The square footage that you both are trying to attain is to come up with a budget as to how much it's gonna cost to run the building? Or are you intending to rent out spaces, or?
Yeah, that would, if they own it, that's what they would like to do, is rent out spaces. That's what they're talking about, if they own the whole thing. He hasn't 100% walked away from the condo concept that he talked about. What we're trying to do is understand what the value would be based on the space. We have some totals, we have several rooms that we have the square footages on. They're in the new part, the total square footage is 12,744, I think. We only have the gymnasium section of that, which is in the 6,000 range. I can't tell you off the top of my head, but I have it on a document. And we want to go over and measure the rooms that nobody has the specifics on, so we can put it onto the paper. And that will be something that we can present to the public and show them what the areas are and so forth. So just trying to get the details down on some paper so that we can share that information.
Alicia doesn't have the blueprint of that?
She has a blueprint of it, doesn't have the square footage. Yeah, I have two different blueprints, neither have the square footage. I've had I had one list that I've actually used 3 different documents she sent me to get to where I am so far. I gotta go over and physically measure it. So Dave said he'd be happy to help me with that. He'd like to know what the areas are as well, so.
Okay, we will sign warrants, and at 6 o'clock, we'll have a special town meeting.